think by now most of us know that the words we use are really important. This quote from Mahatma Gandhi, I think, captures this concept well. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. It's really hard to know sometimes consciously what our beliefs are or what the thoughts are that are running through our heads. However, words can often be a big indicator or a big key to help us see if there's a thought or a belief that's actually limiting us. And most words fall into one of two categories. They're either restrictive or they're constructive. Restrictive words are just that. They're restricting, they're limiting. Oftentimes they're victim type languages where people feel like they don't have control or they're believing that they don't have control. Whereas constructive words are more about possibility. They're kind of hopeful. They're more about options. They're more empowering. And they're more likely to get you where it is you really want to go. So let's look at the 4 most common restrictive words I hear people use all the time and what they kind of mean. So should, can't, have to, and but. So these probably look fairly self-explanatory. You could imagine that should is really about obligation. I really should go to that dinner tonight, even though it's been a really long week, even though you're exhausted, even though the thing that you really want to do is snuggle up with your partner and, load up the DVR or unload the DVR. Can't can be a tricky one. Sometimes we're literally not able to do something. We don't have the ability to do something, but more often than not, it's that we're choosing not to do something. And so when you hear yourself saying can't or thinking can't, check in with yourself and figure out, is it that I really can't do this or I'm choosing not to do this? And make sure that when you finally figure out what that is, then say something that is more truthful. Have to. This is a big victim one. It doesn't mean you are a victim. It means you're using victim language, saying you have to do something. You don't have to do anything. I have to do my taxes. No, you don't. You actually don't have to do your taxes. The only thing that any of us have to do is die eventually. We will eventually die. We have to do that. We will have no choice in that. However, we do have a choice about everything else. We might not like what our options are, but it is a choice. And the more that we can recognize that we have choices, the more empowered we will feel and the more open to seeing other possibilities we will be. So I don't have to do my taxes. And in a minute, I'll tell you a different phrase you could use. And finally, but. But is a fun one. I see people use but when they say what they really want and then find their way to talk themselves out of it. So I want to stay in tonight and just recharge, but I have a dinner to go to. Right away, that's a key indicator. That but is often a key indicator that you are trying to talk yourself out of something that might be really important to you, or it might be something that you really need. So check yourself on that. So what would the constructive options to all of these words be? Let's take a look. So instead of should, try could. I really should go to that dinner tonight. Suddenly becomes, I could go to that dinner tonight. Or, like immediately your brain thinks, or it helps you open up to see that you actually have options. I can't go to that dinner tonight, which is often something that we say to somebody, oh, I can't go to dinner tonight with you. Sorry, we've got something else going on, which is probably a not quite truthful statement, when really the reality is that you're choosing not to. And it's important for you to know that you made a choice. You are choosing not to. It's empowering for you. And you don't necessarily have to say, I'm choosing not to go to dinner with you. You can always say, we're choosing to stay in tonight. We had a really long week. We're really tired. And we decided we just need some downtime. Have to. So remember, I have to do my taxes. No, I'm choosing to do my taxes. It's a choice. The more that we can recognize when we're making choices and taking action in line with those choices, the more we're going to take action in general. So choose to is a really great option, a really great alternative to have to. And finally, your constructive replacement for but is and. I really want to stay in tonight, and I have that dinner I was invited to. Suddenly, again, it becomes choices that you get to make. You get to choose what you're going to do, or in what order you're going to do it, or when you're going to do it. So, what do you do when you catch yourself? Well, step one is to actually catch yourself. When you notice you use any one of those 4 words, then catch yourself. Check in with yourself to find out what's more truthful. What is the actual truth here, or what is a word or a phrase I can use that is more supportive to what I'm really trying to accomplish and where I'm really trying to go. And then correct yourself. If you said it out loud the first time that you said one of the restrictive words out loud, then rewind, try again, and use a constructive word instead. And if you're a leader, if you're leading teams or you're a manager, it's really important for you to do this in front of people, because then they'll learn to do it too. They'll notice and go, why did you just say that, right? And you get to help them understand about restrictive and constructive as well, because you want your team doing the same thing. You want your team to be empowered. You want your team to see what the options are. It's really important that not only do you watch your words, but you show them that you're watching your words so they can watch their words as well. Do you have questions? Do you want to learn more? Well, feel free to head on over to my website, elisetouche.com. I'm a purpose and leadership coach, and my purpose is to help people find deep and profound acceptance for themselves, appreciate the differences in others, and have them join together to move each other and the rest of the world to a better place. Thanks for watching.